And so today we are now officially 1 week away from the upcoming Bankai live stream, the Quincy vs Soripa special. Finally, probably, hopefully, going to bring us new Stern Ritter characters, right? And as always, with anticipation of that upcoming event, kind of what we did last time before the 8th anniversary Bankai live stream, we're here to speculate and talk about what these upcoming characters could be in terms of attribute and also killer combination. Because to me, that's kind of important. We're not here to really talk about who the characters could be, although for the record, I do think we are about to get 3 potential new Stern Ritter characters. That's realistically all it can be. I know a lot of people are hoping for Core 2 content, and I'd be very surprised that is the case, but for the most part, I feel like they're going to focus on the first invasion and give us 3 prominent Stern Ritters that actually do something within that first invasion. So with that in mind, let's talk about what they could potentially receive. And for the record, we have a decent track record when it comes to guessing attributes. It's not rocket science. Sometimes there's a pattern, sometimes you can catch on to it, but sometimes killer can be random, so keep that in mind. But over the last 2 years, we've guessed what the upcoming anniversary characters will be in terms of attribute and killer combination. Not really a crazy guess, but we did expect to get a new Captain Killer for part 2 of the anniversary. And I kind of remember going into the swimsuit banner for end of the month of June, I did call that we were going to get a Super Lynx or Farmer for the heart attribute, and we got that. So just looking at past characters, sometimes you can potentially guess what the characters will be. So first up, let's talk about the Technique attribute. Now, Technique, again, is quite stacked, and that's why the most recent characters that we have been getting, coincidentally enough, have been Lynx or Farmers and also Guild Quest characters. I mean, if you look at this top row, we have a Lynx or Farmer, Super Lynx or Farmer, Lynx or Link, Guild Quest, Lynx or Lynx or. Technique is in a really good position with their characters. You have access to Aizen, Retsu, Arbic Ichigo is still good, Toshiro, and of course, this particular renewed Ichigo. Technique is in a good position. So much so that's why they've been getting Guild Quest and also Lynx or characters, because they don't really need a new powerhouse. But considering that it has been quite a while, to be fair, since we have gotten a new Technique powerhouse character, like someone that's just really good, I wouldn't be surprised if this upcoming banner does feature a Technique character that is really good. Potentially a different type of SP character, and by that, I mean someone that can potentially pierce Iron Skin. Personally, when it comes to Super Lynx or Farmers, I do want someone for the Technique attribute. I know Gin and of course also Oryu are good enough farmers, but I want really someone powerful enough to rival someone like Tensa and also Rangiku. As of right now, they are the standard when it comes to Super Lynx or Farmers. They're really good for farming Lynx or potions. They're basically designed ideally for that particular IT quest, and regardless of the killer they're going against, they do a lot of damage. And considering that we've now gotten 2 of them, that's what I want to see when it comes to new Super Lynx or Farmers. If we get someone that doesn't have Pierce, Iron Skin, or 100% more damage to enemies not afflicted with an ailment, I'd be a tad bit disappointed. I know these still farmers are great, you know, Gin, Balgo, and also Nelio, for example. They're good and can be used off killer, but ideally they shine when they have killer. Tensa and Rangiku, they shine regardless if they have killer, but when they do, it's even better. And it has been quite some time since we've had a Technique character with Pierce Iron Skin, last one being Oryu, the first one to be fair, so I wouldn't mind seeing a new Technique character with Pierce Iron Skin, potentially a Super Lynx or Farmer, and hopefully 100% more damage to enemies not affected with an ailment. At the same time though, ignoring any potential farming characters, let's have a look at the killers, right? Technique Soripa is covered. We do not need anyone else. We have Toshiro. He's the best for that. And just because we have Toshiro doesn't mean we might not get a new Technique Soripa, right? That's always a possibility. But for me, I'm going to be excited for this upcoming banner regardless of what the characters are. But if they potentially fit a niche that we haven't had fulfilled in quite some time, then I'm going to be even more excited and would potentially want to summon for them more, if that kind of makes sense. Disregarding Captains, Espada, Stern Ritter, and also Squad Zero Killer, let's focus on the actual PvE killers. Having a look at Holo, we have access to Roka, Retsu, and of course also Quincy Ichigo. We do not need a new Holo killer. When it comes to Aranka, we actually do need someone new, I will be honest. Right now, our best Aranka killers have always just been this particular Grimmjow. I mean, to be fair, Orihime and also Tsukishima are not too bad, and also Aizen, but it has been quite some time since we've had a really good Technique character. That is an SP character with a Ranka killer. As already demonstrated, Technique is quite stacked, but if they do want to make a really good Technique character that can stand at the top of the attribute, but also not really clash with anyone, I think we would want a new Technique of Ranka killer. So if this end of month does bring us a potential Technique character, I would like to see them be a Ranka. Otherwise, I wouldn't really care about them all too much, because I quite frankly don't need anything in this attribute besides a newer rank killer. Although we could go for a new no affiliation character, but considering that we just got Jushiro, I'm not expecting it anytime soon. Next up, when it comes to the heart attribute, I think there's only one killer that does need someone new, and I am truly expecting to get a new heart character in this upcoming banner. As you can see here, we haven't had a new heart character since end of month of June. We didn't get a single heart character for the anniversary, so heart is due for a potential new OP character. At the same time, I feel like Esnot has the biggest chance to get a new character character in this upcoming banner, whether they do focus on Core 1 or Core 2 content, Asno has had a big moment, and he's long overdue. So I am expecting Esno to come out to the game for end of month, and personally, I've always just expected him to be a hot character. So this is kind of lining up, right? Esno has a good chance to be end of month. We haven't had a hot character in quite some time. We very well could see a new hot Esno. But what could he be? Well, I think he's going to be a Sniper killer. Now remember, the characters they go against in this series doesn't always equate to their killer effect, right? Sometimes killer can be random. However, considering the fact that he does fight Byakuya, and most importantly, hot attribute hasn't had a new, really good Sniper killer in quite some time. Now, technically we don't need one, because 6th Anniversary Aizen is that guy. He's been that guy for the last 2 or so years, but he is 2 years old. We definitely could go for a really new good hard character with the Sniper killer, and they wouldn't really clash with anyone. I mean, no one's really using this Nelio, no one's using this, Hannibal. You use the farm links or potions, but you don't use them because she's a hot Sniper killer, right? As of right now, and it's been like that for the last 2 years, the go-to hot Sniper killer for everyone has always been 6th Anniversary Aizen. So if we do get a potential new hot character, I feel like for that character to be the most exciting, at least for me, they would need to be a hot Sniper killer. And that's what I'm kind of expecting with this upcoming Esno if we do actually get him. Because having a look at the other attributes, right? Hollow was in a very bad state. Now they're quite fine because they did just recently get Bruno and also Rangiku. When it comes to the Aranka killer, we have access to someone like, this Yoruichi, but most importantly, this particular Ichigo. And he also does cover no affiliation. So basically, if it comes to a hard character, if they want to be exciting, at least for me, they have to be Sniper killer. You could make a case for Quincy or Human, but I'm not expecting a Quincy character to have any of those killers, especially Esnon. Now, in my opinion, if they want to make him really cool, give him 2 killers. Now, I know we just received a new Captain Nuka. That, of course, being Yachida Unohana, right? She is a Sniper captain. I wouldn't mind if we get that again. And Esno could be that character, right? Again, he does go against Byakuya. Now, the main reason why I would want him to have Sniper Captain Killer is mostly just to be a good side with Yachiru. I don't want him or expect him to be a Captain Nuka. Just more so extra support for the Captain Killer guild quest to go with someone like Yachida Unohana to make it even easier for her to actually nuke. But I only want Captain Killer if it's a bonus killer, right? A second killer. If he's only going to get one, I want Sniper Killer. Next up, moving into the power attribute. So having a look at the killers themselves, Sniper Killer, we definitely could go for someone new. Obviously, Kenpachi's still been a great character. Definitely could go for a new power Sniper Killer. I don't think it's that needed though, but at least compared to other attributes, right? Hollow is quite stacked. We do not need anyone else. We just got 8th Anniversary Ichigo. A Ranka Killer is probably more needed, to be fair, because right now their 2 best characters is Mayuri and also Yumachika, but they definitely leave a bit more to be desired. At least in general PvE play, right? Mayuri is mainly a nuking guild quest, and then Yumachika lacks a lot of range. He doesn't have the best range, and that makes him a bit enjoyable for me, at least when I play them on other accounts, right? If we have a look at no affiliation or Quincy, even Human, for example, Ichigo once more has his covered for Human, Yamamoto has his covered for Quincy, and I'm not expecting any of these upcoming Stern Richters, if they are Stern Richters, to have any of these type of killers. Maybe no affiliation, but again, power, we just got Nelio, we just got Ichigo. So we do get a new upcoming power character. I feel like for them to be a bit more exciting, Soripo or a Ranka Killer, because then they kind of go right into the power attribute, make it a lot better, and they wouldn't clash with someone like Yamamoto or 8th Anniversary Ichigo. And therefore, despite them being power, you would want to pull for them, right? But if they ended up having the same killers as those 2 characters, Yamamoto and Ichigo, you wouldn't want to go for them. Some people didn't want to go for Ichigo because Yamamoto is a great holo killer. So these things kind of are important, right? Of course, most recently, we did just get some really good Sniper killers, Tensa, Miyoryos, and of course, most importantly, Yachida Unohana. We do not need a new speed Sniper killer, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm also expecting Kyogre to come out in this banner, and I've always for some reason expected him to be a speed character. And I guess, to be fair, he did have a grudge against Aranka or Hollow, so if they wanted to make that kind of lineup, we could potentially get a new Aranka killer. I don't think it's that needed, to be fair. Hollow would be more enticing for me because as of right now, our best characters are these 3. I guess these 5, right? To a certain extent. Obviously, the best Hollow killer right now being the renewed Okiura. But to me, he's more of just a nuker. I don't really like playing with him all too much. Maybe because I only have him 1 out of 5. But I wouldn't mind a new speed Hollow killer, to be fair. And that could be Kyogre. If they want to do a rank killer, I wouldn't actually mind it. As of right now, our main Aranka go-to character has always been 7th Anniversary Uryu. We could go for a new one. I wouldn't mind it, to be fair. It would clash with Uryu. But at least then you have potential more options to use, right? When it comes to Human, Quincy, no affiliation. No affiliation, we are quite stacked in with, again, once more Uryu and, of course, also Macy. Don't expect to see no affiliation killer anytime soon. Human would be good, but I don't think it's needed. Again, I don't want to see any Quincy character for the first time appearing in the game to have Human killer. Unless it's a bonus, remember. If they're going to get a weird killer, give them 2 killers then, right? But then lastly, going into the mind attribute. So once more, having like a Sniper killers, we are quite I think we're quite decent here. 7th anniversary Ichigo, 8th anniversary Y. I don't think we need a new Mind Sniper killer. Definitely, though, could go for a new Mind Holo killer. So if we do get a new Mind character for this upcoming end of month, I would really want to see them be a new Holo killer, because right now, that is probably the most lackluster part of this attribute. And I know we just got 8th anniversary Y, and technically he doesn't care about killer, but I do want to see more support in the Mind attribute, because they do still need it. 8th anniversary Y is great, but the attribute is still lackluster, especially when it comes to Holo killers. Right now, essentially, your only go-to character is going to be Nelliel, and she's okay. She's good. Could get better, though. Aranka isn't too far off, to be fair, but they do have access to characters like Shinji, 7th anniversary Ichigo, and of course, also the hidden Okiura, so they're fine. We're not getting a new Aranka killer anytime soon. Human killer, we have Bargo. Don't think we're going to get a human killer anyway. Quincy killer, we have Bargo. And then no affiliation, we do have Y and also Yamamoto. So doing a quick recap then, if we are to get a Technique character, if they're going to be the most exciting they possibly can be, I feel like they need to be a Technique Aranka. When it comes to a Heart character, hopefully Esno, I'm expecting a Heart Sniper killer. That's what they need to be, to not really clash with anyone too recent. When it comes to a Power character, Aranka and also Sniper would be a bit more ideal here. Speed, ideally I want to see a Holo killer, but Holo or Aranka would work for me personally. And then Mind, ideally, I want to see a Holo killer. At the same time, if we are set to get a new Super Links or Farmer, I would like to get a new Technique character. Or a potential Mind character that does go through Iron Skin with 100% more damage to enemies not afflicted with an ailment. By the way though, lads, I kind of rambled on long enough, but I like talking about these type of things. I guess just to give a final prediction, if we're only going to get 3 characters, I think this might be the attributes I expect to see. Maybe this actually, maybe this works better. Not really confident about the 3rd one, but I can definitely see us getting a new Speed and Heart character. In the comments below though, let me know what you'd like to expect to see in this upcoming banner. Regardless of the color, what attributes and killer combinations do you expect to see, or do you want to see? I'm curious to know, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.